the young lady from Vista Maria, I forgot your name, but Jerry Lynn, I'd have to say your grandmother did a very good job. To the other citizen that commented about the security guard, I've never had one person ever say a word to me negatively about the security guard downstairs. Not one. I've never received one phone call, one letter, one mention, no nothing. So quite frankly, I don't know what that's about. Mr. Davis, welcome back. It's been a while since we've seen you. I was starting to wonder how you were doing. And for the few people that talked about the contracts or employees, we've been through all this before. I don't know where this comes from. Benefit and pension amounts were set well before 1999. No one serving up here at this time right now was here before 1999. So all these pension amounts, the amount that the guys are allowed to collect when they retire, were set before 1999. None of us were here then. We had a sheet at the budget time that we passed out to everybody. It was public record. We had a sheet that showed when all these benefits were put in place and what year the calculators and what year the amounts and what year the multipliers and everything. We had a sheet that we handed out that showed how all this happened. It was all well before any of us served on the council. So, not that I'm trying to shift blame, but it simply isn't true to say that we caused that. On the other hand, for the last 8 years, we've worked very hard to chip away. And we've said all this before, too, at some of the meetings, especially on the meetings when we passed the contract. In the last 8 years, in the last 2 or 3 contracts, we have been working on this. We've been working on this for a while. The current cost of our employees that are active right now is 20 to 25% lower than it used to be in the year 2001. Retiree and pension cost for any employee that gets hired now or got hired as of last July, those pension costs are going to be 30 to 35% lower than those outrageous contracts that you speak of that happened before I ever served on the council. So we have been working on this. I don't know what you expect us to do. We've been working on this for 8 years. We've wheedled away on 3 contracts. Our current contracts, like many of the things Westland does, is now models for the other communities to follow. Our employee benefits are well in line with the private sector. Our pensions are no longer outrageous. And people seem to come to the podium and pick out on the handful of people that, quite frankly, are getting very high pensions. But not everybody gets those pensions. It's a handful of people, maybe 2 handfuls of people over a 20-year period. Not everybody gets those pensions that they talk about up here at the podium. So I just wanted to set that record straight. Thank you.
Councilman Reeves.